Hey, happy holidays, hoes. Hope everybody's having a great winter holiday. If you celebrate them, if you do, if you don't, whatever, just have a great winter existence. I got to give a big shout out to all my Hebrew homies out there, all my Jewish homies. And you know what? I'm going to do a review tonight just for you guys. A film that's been loved and hated, and an unexpected animated film, too. Many different animation companies had a hand in making this. It took 2 years to make. I'm talking about Adam Sandler's Eight Crazy Nights. Now, like I said, it's loved, it's hated, didn't make a lot of money, and it's based off of a skit off of an Adam Sandler's album he made, and it turned into a movie somehow about Hanukkah. And so it's pretty much. Wait, you're wondering? Well, Adam Sandler did a animated holiday movie. That must mean it's PG rated. No, it's not. It almost got an R rating, for God's sakes. There's a lot of potty humor in it, some sexual stuff in it, and it's got a lot of crude humor. But you know what? It's an Adam Sandler movie, so it's kind of cool that he said, "Fuck it, I'm still going to make an Adam Sandler movie." And he wanted to make an animated movie because he felt like every time he saw himself in a new movie, he was getting older and not as good looking as he was when he was younger. So he wanted to do an animated movie to capture him at his young youthfulness. So who can blame the guy, right? Anyway, this movie came out in 2002. It took 2 years to make. I already mentioned that. It's Sony Columbia Pictures distributed it. And of course, Adam Sandler, he has this production company, Happy Madison Productions. They made an animation company called Meatball Productions to help animate the rest of this movie because a lot of animators didn't want to do a movie involving deer shit and midget jokes and all that kind of stuff. So this movie took quite a while to make. Plus, this movie's a musical. It was directed by Seth Kearsley, and he really didn't know what the hell was going to happen here, and he had a hard time making this too. It was a hard movie to make, but it was written by Adam Sandler, Brooks Arthur, Brad Isaacs, and that famous Alan Covert, who you might know from Grandma's Boy. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. He was in Happy Gilmore. He's been in a lot of those guys. He's on a lot. He helped with the Adam Sandler albums, and I mentioned earlier that he made it. He did music too, people. Check out Adam Sandler's freaking music. He's got a good voice. He does different kind of styles of rock and just good humor. It's some pretty good stuff. There's the famous goat skit, which turned to a goat song. Check that out. Look up Adam Sandler goat song. You'll laugh your fucking ass off. Of course, the budget for this movie is $34 million. And sadly, they only made a little over $23 million. And it was just box office, bomb. It really was. But over the years, it's kind of gained some speed with some like undergroundish kind of liking. I like the movie. I don't love the movie, but I like it. It's cool. It's sweet. It's perverted. It's an Adam Sandler movie, and what's the movie about? Pretty much, Adam Sandler plays this guy named Davy Stone. He's a town drunk. He used to be a nice guy when he was younger, enjoyed the holidays, and now he's an asshole and dry humping cars, getting arrested. Again, the judge wants to put him in jail, but this really, really short, nice old guy named Whitey Duvall takes him under his wing to, help with his parole and all that. And Whitey gets made fun of. He's the nicest guy in town. He's willing to take the shirt off his back, even though his back's covered in gorilla-like white hair. He's about 3 feet tall. He's got a twin sister named Eleanor. And people kind of walk over Whitey. And he's kind of what, aside from Davy Stone's character, this movie's also about Whitey. When they tested this movie on test audiences, people loved Whitey. There's a lot of deer shit in this movie. Did I mention there's a lot of poop in this movie? All right, who stars in the motherfucker? And John Lovitz is in it. John Lovitz, I like him. I saw him at Astronomicon one time, and I think I pissed him off. I kind of made fun of him, and I think he hurt me. Sorry, dude. But he plays this guy named Tom Bathersor, and he has like a hook for a hand. Kevin Nealon, who's on a lot. He played Tithead and Little Nicky. He's also on SNL. And Adam Sandler, buddy, he plays the Mayor Dewey. Kevin Nealon playing Mayor Dewey, and to play his singing parts was James Barber. And I don't know, they even drew it to make him look like Kevin Nealon. I thought that was cool that they did that. And John Lovitz. Rob Schneider was the narrator of this movie, and when I first started watching it, I was like, I know that voice. It was Rob Schneider. He also does very racist voice of Mr. Chang. They're playing Austin Stouts, Benjamin Friedman, And playing the singing voice for Stout's character is Jason Houseman. And of course, every Adam Sandler movie has to have a romance. Some girl he's chasing down. And in this movie, that character's name is Jennifer, and she's played by the actress playing her was Jackie Titoni, but the singing voice was done by Alison Krauss. And of course, starring in this movie, Adam Sandler playing multiple roles. Not only does he play Davy Stone, the town drunk, he plays Whitey Duvall, the guy who's trying to help the town drunk. He also plays Eleanor Duvall, the twin sister of Whitey Duvall. And yeah, it's pretty funny. And actually, they were going to have Kathy Bates play Eleanor's part, I guess. But Sandler said he would just do it himself. And Whitey's got a very high-pitched voice, technical foul, you know. It's kind of annoying, but it's kind of like, I don't know, you get used to it throughout the movie. And there was a lot of special cameos in there. Like we had Tyra Banks, we had Peter Dante, Carl Weathers, and Alan Covert. He threw himself in there too. And it was, I mentioned earlier, it was done by many animation studios. A lot of people didn't want to approach this with the potty language, or the shits and the poops and all that. They thought Sandler would tone it down since it was animated holiday. No. So Warner Brothers was a part of it. Who else was a part of Anvil Studios? Or just Wow Studios. So many studios were involved in this. And they got Meatball Studios created by Happy Madison Productions. And it got done. And there's some parts you can tell were unfinished in this movie. And the music, Adam Sandler does his own voice, by the way. I didn't mention that earlier because he's a singer. Check out Adam Sandler's freaking music. It's funny as shit. The Hanukkah songs, part 1, 2, and 3. And part 3 would be part of the soundtrack for this movie right here. There's a lot of product placements in this, like your Dunkin' Donuts and shit like that. And usually when you make a movie, like a big Hollywood movie like this, that's going to be big to the public, you got to get permission from these companies to product place their products, you know, and they didn't really get permission for most of them. So I thought that was kind of silly when I figured that out. And the way Sandler sounds in this movie, he's really good at playing the Sandler himself. I figure if you're playing yourself as an animated character, you might put a little more oomph into your voice, maybe. I feel like he did that in this movie. And of course, playing Whitey, which was based off this character, wasn't it? Stan and Judy's Kid. That was the album I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. There's this skit with a high pitched guy, and he was approached. They asked us, Adam, what other ideas do you have? Well, I have this idea about this guy named Whitey. He's this referee, and he gets stepped on by everybody in town, and it's the holidays, and I'm going to do a Hanukkah. And they said, we want to buy that script right now. And they bought it right then and there, and, the rest is history. And it came out, and like I said, it didn't do so good. Siskel and Ebert tore it apart, and a lot of people just tore this apart. But I like it. I think it's cute, and there are some heartwarming scenes. And the scenes with the deer are hilarious, and the porta potty. There's some pretty disgusting stuff. But I am a dirty, filthy juggalo, so I'm kind of used to it, And they had a hard time filming this. I'm telling you, Adam Sandler, he doesn't really talk about this movie a whole lot. I noticed, but whatever. But yeah, Adam Sandler and Seth Kearsley, they put together it's laughable, it's watchable, it's for free right now on YouTube if you want to watch it. And what do I rate? 8 Crazy Nights. I'm gonna have to give this movie 1.5 out of 5 dog dicks, and that's a decent rating. That's a decent rating. I don't hate the movie, but I can't watch it all the time. But like I said, it's got the cameos are cool. The character Whitey's cool, and just I feel like it's whatever. It is what it is, and I still think Adam Sandler for trying something different, especially for the Jewish people. They need to have a holiday movie too. It's not fair that the Christmas people get all these cool Christmas movies. The Jewish people deserve them too. All right. Okay, well, I got to go check on my eggnog and get a little drunk tonight, maybe finger bang some elf chicks, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, you two. No, I'm not. I'm not fucking sorry. But I will see you next week on PJ's Movie Time, which will be the last holiday episode for this month. Yeah, the holiday edition is going to be next. So I'm going to let you guys vote on it, all right? I'm going to put up a vote. Maybe I'll throw the Terrifier 3 movie, who knows?
Yes!
But, until then, I will see you next week on PJ's Movie Time.
Bum, bitty, 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 bum, bum. Bum, bitty, 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 bum.